There's a comet going over. You might have heard about it. Comet C 2023 A3. Usually I'm not one who goes in for these big celestial events. You know, these cosmic one-night stands that are all of the fireworks, but none of the real meat that makes up a life. The daily quotidian turnings of the moon, you know, the passages of Mars across the sun, our nearest neighbors, who we are so familiar with and so often take for granted that we latch on to these big spectacles in the sky. Well, maybe this one is different. Maybe with this one, we can actually use it to transform the self into something bigger. Because when it comes to these spectacular events, we do get swallowed up by ourselves. We get overly anxious about witnessing something that might only appear once in a so-called lifetime. As if this real flesh were all that there is. Lifetimes are nothing, it's all cycles, man. Everything's a cycle. Who knows, maybe in 80,000 years you will be that very comet. You do not know. You do not know. Anyway, I've waited out this long to make a video about it because right now, as of this recording, that comet is passing into the constellation of Serpens. Serpens, as it would suggest, the serpent. This is the serpent, by the way, closely associated with the constellation of Ophiuchus. And Ophiuchus in the Roman mythology. And we're doing as the Romans do tonight, because we're borrowing from the Greek. The Romans associated this particular constellation Asclepius, my Greek is terrible. Asclepius, the great Greek folk healer, who was renowned as the great granddaddy of medicine. And what we're going to do is channel on the myth of Asclepius. Because as the myth of Asclepius went, his friend, who was very terminally ill, had asked for Asclepius' aid, and Asclepius, being one of these philosophizing Greeks, was pacing up and down one day trying to work out a way to save his friend from inevitable death when he stamped his stave down on the ground, thereby inadvertently killing a snake. And no sooner had he done this than another snake appeared, bearing a very mystical herb, which it placed on the slayed reptile's head. And no sooner than he had placed the little leaf on the snake's head, the slain reptile revived. And witnessing this, Asclepius gave the gift of immortality to man, for which he was later struck down by a lightning bolt, but we'll ignore that. What has this got to do with a comet? Because the Greeks, and subsequently the Romans, renowned the snake as a symbol of rebirth, something that sheds its skin and comes out anew. So we're going to take this comet, this little once-in-a-lifetime thing, I'm going to rip it down out of the sky, and I'm going to put it into your aura, so you can have it forever. To combat any fear of FOMO, you can have it forever as a little healing tool. How are we going to do this? Well, first, we're going to start with the all too familiar transcending time and space Hansa Seishonen. Hansa Seishonen. Hansa all. And then I have here a little visual aid. These little glowing spheres, these are not crystals. These are little glass marbles that were left to me by my grandfather. They're from like the 20s or 30s. But they work wonderfully under light. And we're going to use these as little visual representations of your Dantian points. We're using the Dantian system today, not the chakra system, because the chakra system would be too slow, too nibbling, too, 8 points is an awful lot. We need to go fast. We need to go with the speed of a comet. We need to cut, you out of your snake skin, out of your worn snake skin. That is to say, your aura. You conjure certain energies to deal with life's impasses, to deal with the strife, to deal with the day-to-day crap, to deal with grief, to deal with loss, to deal with pain, to deal with all of the regular shit that comes along. It accrues. You use it, it gets used up, and it just tends to hang there like dead skin. What we need to do is cut you out of that dead aura, that dead skin, and birth you anew, if you like. And we're going to use the comet to cut that skin open, unzip you, peel it off, and take you out into the world. Does that sound okay? Good. Very good. So now we've put in the Reiki distance symbol. We're going to start with your upper Dantian point. This is cognate to the third eye. Chakra is the place of great spiritual connection, of psychic intuity, of imagination, of deep psychic insight, of passing mind to mind with empathy. And its color is blue, a great pulsing blue. I'm going to start with a little petition. I don't know Greek very well, so we're going to use the Latin cognates. Valetudo, meter omnium, benedictus tuo munere sanitatis. The Great Mother, Valetudo, cognate Hygia in Greek. And we're going to put in Say Reiki. Say Reiki. Chakure. Yeah, familiar ones I know, but Say Reiki, important ones. Chakure. And what we're going to do, all these little bits of decay and detritus around your upper Dantian point that may have once served to connect you with guides, with higher spirits, or indeed intuit a certain decision even at work. These small things, these little touches, heart to heart, we're just going to take them away. We're just going to take them away. It's all right. You don't need to worry about it. I'm just going to take them away. Take them away. Take them away. That's right. Just gonna take them away. Pinch them away in a pinching motion. It's quite all right. Don't worry about it. We're just dragging them away. Taking the comet and cutting. Making a primary incision into your aura. Pinching. pinching, 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 pinching away that dark, dead aura. Say Reiki. Say Reiki. We're going to move down. We're actually working in the opposite direction of the Dantian system, which rises up from Jing to Ji to Shen. Usually you work from bottom to top. We're working from top to bottom because that's the way comets go. It's the way comets go down to your middle Dantian point. This gorgeous green, roughly cognate to the heart chakra, go bleeding a little bit into the solar plexus. This gorgeous green. And we're actually going to put in one that I don't use a lot because I don't like to call myself a master, but only masters like to use this. Dicomio. 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 The Reiki master symbol. Dicomio. And this is all your emotional baggage, all this stuff that got you through those arguments with your mother, all those arguments with your boyfriend, or just casual lover. All these fights with friends. All these times that you held your friends in times of strife. When you were someone's support mechanism. When you had to love a child that you did not love. Support, support, support. And this is where we make our little prayer. Esculapius patrone sanatae, presentis a gratitudine, et injure eos defende, das illis virtutem, sustenta eos in opere suo. Dicomio. Dicomio. Dicomio, we're cutting down further. We're cutting down further, further. The comet passing now, passing further down, down right into the heart of your being, tearing away that aura, that past aura, all the injured parts of your soul that you used up. These are the ashes of the flame that you used to help people, that you used to fight with people, that got you through the nightmares, that lifted you in the dreams. And we're just taking it away. We're unzipping you. We're unzipping you top to bottom. We're unzipping you. We're unzipping you even further. Parting, 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 parting with the burning power of the comet. Good. I'm in an awkward position right now. Forgive me if I stretch. I feel like I should be twiddling a phone cord and bitching about who's going to with prom. Prom, you know, is... The Lord Andean. This is your base material. It's your sexual desire. It is your genetic makeup. It is the inhibited passions. It is the deep unconscious. It is the things that you've hidden from the world. It is the things that bleed out unexpectedly from time to time. It is the tortured little thing coiled at the base of your spine. It is a little thing that you tease out when you really need to. That presents itself like a serpent. Biting into what it wants. Epiane, malicia dolor, retribuere pesciatiam, illis cupitationtur, quiescente sanent. a daikumyo for this. Daikumyo. Shokure. And why not say Reiki? Gonna tug. Ow. Gonna tug the last bits and pieces free. The last bits and pieces free. The last bits and pieces. 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 The last bits and pieces of ugly stuff around your aura, completely freeing you now, unzipping you top to bottom, completely and entirely. The comet, which has gone to gorgeous blue, down to a very quiet, gentling green to this, the burning, bleeding red over the horizon. You're going to put all the crap, all this crap around you, all this gunk around your lower dantian point, all this repressive, constrictive material around your most sexual point, just put it onto the comet and let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Away into the stars, away into the blackness of night, to cool, to shiver, to freeze, and fade into nothing. Gone. Look at you. You're quite gorgeous. You're like a little butterfly. No, you're a snake. Oh, we're mixing our metaphors. No, we're mixing our mythologies. It's even worse. You're born anew. The comet has opened you up, and you are bared to the world. Tabula rasa. You can come back to this whenever you feel like latching on to a celestial event to make yourself feel better. But know that in the great cycles, you might come back to something far greater yet. See you in another 80,000 years.